Well, welcome back. I'm joined up in the booth here by Clutch from Warriors. And these guys actually, while we were in commercial break, tried to start the game. So we're going to jump actually right into this next game. It's going to be Oasis Team Slayer.
Say what?
So we'll be kicking this one off with Crimzix. Now, Clutch, we haven't really got a chance to see you too much, talk to you at all. Actually, this is the first time I got to see you so far this tournament. So you want to give an update on how your team's doing so far?
We're doing pretty good this tournament. We started off 3-0 in Severance. We had a great series with TP. Didn't really play how we wanted to, but we lost that 3-1. And this morning we 3-0'd the AM team. So if we can beat Infamous and 3-1 or better, I believe we win our pool today. So we're pretty pumped about that.
That's awesome. It's great going into the last match of the pool with the possibility of actually winning the pool depending on how you play as opposed to how other teams are going to end up playing and their matches going out. That's always the worst, hoping one team has to 3-2 someone else for you to actually be able to win or get in.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to control your death time.
Exactly. So Oasis Team Slayer, one of the new game types here for this tournament. And I just want to hear your opinions. I'm sure you've got a few.
It's a strange map. It's tricky because you can try and hold off one side, but if one of you gets picked off and they start pushing, you have to be aware that they're going to spawn right behind you at the other base, so you have to be aware of flankers, and you have to push fast if you're going to push. If you're not going to push, you have to sit all the way back on one side.
So essentially this is going to be, it's a side versus side map. You kind of get control of a base, and then you're going to send out a guy or two, depending on what weapons are coming up, to try to get a quick flank on the other team. But as soon as you send that guy out, you're worrying about behind you as well as in front of you.
Right. One of the most underused things on this map, actually, is the evade. This map has a great area for evades. The ramps that you can just fly off of, and the surface area you can take with just one use of the evade is pretty incredible. You can get away from pretty ridiculous situations. So
yeah, we've seen so far some people using the evade correctly. Crimzix, you can see right there, rolling around, dodging everything, and using it like right there, exactly a flank.
Right, he's behind him,
but
and all he has to do is stay alive here.
Ooh.
And his teammates will push from across the map.
And then all of a sudden you see him get out. He's going to be putting shots on Arcanum, and finally gets hunted down in the river. You find the river. I've seen some people go into the river, but it seems that it's really kind of an avoided spot. Have you found any instance where you find yourself down there in good situations, or is it kind of just a death pit?
We try and stay out of it, but obviously it's really good on this map to be in front of the other team's base. Say they're all holding down blue, and you are just being a pest in front of blue. They're always going to be looking for you, and you can get some pretty ridiculous angles. So necessarily don't be in the river, but being in front of the bases, like above the river, is pretty sick spot to just, you know, annoy people.
Yeah, one of the great things about this map I've loved is kind of the open area. It seems that this got a lot of areas that you can run around in, a lot of areas you can hide, but at the same time it's really open, so you can get a lot of different crazy angles. And it just seems to play out pretty well for Halo Reach.
I definitely like it. The angles are pretty ridiculous. If you have a snipe on this map, for instance Amish right here, there's so many open spots that he can just pick off people. Like, he's going to be looking green now. People pushing green aren't going to have any idea like what angles they have on him because the map's just so new. So as time goes by, well, you'll learn like who can see what. But for now, you can catch a lot of people off guard like he's doing right now. With
the sniper, we've seen a lot of people go up to the hill spawns, a lot in that top bridge or the mid bridge. Are those the spots that you are thinking, whoa, nice snipe right there, but are those the spots that you particularly like to go snipe? Or is there anywhere on this map that you find that really is a dominant position to put that sniper?
When I have snipe on this map, I love to just go wherever the other team doesn't think I am. No matter where it is on the map, because just about anywhere on this map, you can get an angle to anywhere else on this map. So say you're holding down red and they see you in the courtyard with snipe, and you run all the way back red to towards the plat, you can catch so many people off guard because they're going to think you're in the courtyard.
So just because of the angles, you can pretty much go wherever you feel like it as long as you have a 6 sniper and you're sneaky.
It's all about being sneaky on this map, catching people off guard and just finding angles that people don't know that you have on them.
You can see Amish right there going through the front of the base. He started on the green side, went all the way over to the back ramp, and now being hunted down by Arcanum. Unluckily getting seen right there. And it seems that Revolution's only got a 2-kill lead. This game's pretty close. We've seen on the main stage so far, some of these TeamSire games, we saw Instinct absolutely wreck Final Boss on this game type.
I heard about that.
And it was pretty much based on the fact that they held a base. I talked to Roy about it. Held a base, and they said you get green, get front of the other team's base, and you just use the front guy as essentially your bait.
Exactly. You just distract them. You make them overextend to try and kill the guy in front of the base and catch them at points to where they have to put their whole body out in the open, and you catch them off guard. That's the most important thing to do on this map, is to stay alive in front of the other team's base if it's a standoff.
What we see now is Triggers Down actually taking a 5-kill lead. It's 37-32. Neighbor with the sniper. I think a smart play, dropping the grenade launcher and picking up the sniper as opposed to rocking the double, the T2 combo, as we like to call it. We see. Have you played against Neighbor? It's one question I wanted to ask is how much practice do you think Neighbor has really gotten since he, I guess, unretired? I feel as if he was one of those guys that kind of, it's going to be hard for him to stay away from Halo, but at the same time, it was kind of a last-second decision to kind of come out of retirement and play in this tournament.
Right. You know, he actually ended up getting on a very good team of individual players. All these people, I've almost teamed with everybody on his team right now, and I can say that they're hands down some good teammates. They have a lot of individual skill. It's all about how they work together. I don't think he would have come out of retirement for just any team, but how much he's been playing, I really don't know. I didn't see him online too much. Neighbor's one of those people that if he plays a lot, he's ridiculous at the game. But he seems to be having a pretty good tournament.
It seems so far.
Maybe he was playing on the download or something.
Triggers Down is 2-0 in their pool. If they beat Revolution, they've already beaten Status Quo, so it's looking good. They might actually take Pool B, which would be very impressive, especially for a team that Self-Proclaimed didn't practice too much. And Neighbor just destroying, using the evade to the best of his ability.
I'm telling you, evade on this map, so underrated.
I mean, it's looking good right now in the hands of Neighbor. They're up by 7 kills, 47-40. Goofy with the sniper, and it seems that Triggers Down is on their way to taking Game 2 and evening the series out 1-1. And I guess they're just going to be hunting down for this last kill, and there it is, 50-41. Triggers Down taking game number 2. And Clutch, game number 2, in my mind, has always been kind of a weird game. It seems that usually game number 1, a team will come out on fire.
Right.
They'll destroy, they'll get, like in that game you saw, Revolution went 250 to 120. You even mentioned when you came up here, that game was fast. Next thing you know, you've got Triggers Down kind of running over Revolution, essentially at the end of that game on Oasis. Do you think game 2 actually feeds momentum into game 3? Because I don't know, in my opinion, it seems that game 2 kind of, it's just like the outlier game for a lot of series.
Game 2s can change the momentum very fast, but I think the better team normally wins a game 1, especially in Halo Reach. I mean, more of in Halo 3, you would see amateur teams or less tier teams take game 1 instead of game 2, because a lot of teams would just be getting warmed up. But I feel that objectives in Halo Reach are a lot harder to win than TS's. TS's one play can be made for one power weapon, and that can win you the game. And an objective, one power weapon isn't going to win you the game.
Exactly. Usually it's, 5 caps, 3 caps, or King of the Hill.
Right.
So there we saw Triggers Down actually winning, tying the series up 1-1 over strong play from Neighbor and Goofy. We're going to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have game 3 for you guys.